Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the clouds have parted, the sun is out, and all the birds are trying to get laid as Hera, playing as the red Malay, prepares to take on Mr. Yo, playing as the Poles in blue. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Malay, primarily a naval civilization that comes with a few late game land features that make them incredibly powerful. First, their battle elephants get progressively cheaper, 30% off in castle, 40% off in imperial. Second, they get all infantry armor upgrades for free. So as Mr. Yo progresses through the ages, if we're lucky enough to see this game go into imperial, keep an eye out on the top right of your screen. Take a look at the middle bottom boxes here. They will light up the second he goes up. Third, their militia line units can be upgraded to cost only food, no gold. And remember, even though they don't get champions, when you combine this upgrade with supplies, it basically turns their two-handed swordsmen into trash units that cost 65 food. Where are you going? This is a long distance away. Now, lastly, to help raid their opponent's base, the Malay can turn to their unique unit, the Karambit Warrior. This is an incredibly cheap, super fast, but overall kind of lackluster, weak infantry unit, but its biggest feature, it only takes up half a population space. So if you build 20 of them, if you train 20 of them, they only take up 10 population space. Now, in order to help you get these late game features, upgrades, bonuses, etc. as fast as possible, the Malay do advance to the next age 66% faster than normal. What that means for you is you can build up your economy, you can take your time, meander through the game a little bit, or you can rush, and get your butt up there quicker than your opponent. Will this be the first villager not to take rhino damage? It is not. I always am on the lookout for villagers to pull rhinos, even elephants, without taking damage. Always love to see it. In any event, Mr. Yo, as the Poles in blue, a civilization... Excuse me, I apologize. I was a little late to mute the mic there. So unfortunately, you did have to hear me cough. Ostrich on the carpet. Blood on the dance floor. Okay, anyway, enough distraction. The Poles, a civ that very much focuses on their cavalry. If you're in the mood for something light, their scout cav line units do get a small attack bonus against archers and can be upgraded to do trample damage, which is very helpful in the late game for the Poles because they do have access to the winged hussar instead of the usual hussar. Them and the Lithuanians are the only two civs to have that in the game. Now, what's the difference? Winged hussars are tankier, stronger, and have an attack bonus against gunpowder and an even bigger attack bonus against monks. Now, if you don't want anything light, if you're in the mood for something heavier, oh, the villager also takes damage. Oh, man, I'm going to be very excited when we see a villager pull a rhino without taking damage, maybe put some obstacles in the way. I should say a non-Berber villager, let's put it like that. But if you're in the mood as the Pole for something a little bit heavier, you don't want to go winged hussars, you can turn to your knights and cavaliers, because with the Schlachter privilege upgrade, they do cost 60% less gold, which makes them easier to spam. Now, on the field of battle, to back up your cavalry, the Poles can turn to their unique unit, the Obuch, a well-armored, tanky infantry unit whose attack actually reduces enemy armor, both pierce and melee, every time it swings its big, strong warhammer. One of the most underrated units in the game, in my opinion. Now, economically, to support the production of their food and gold-intensive cavalry units, their Polish stone miners do also generate gold, and they have access to this structure, the unique structure of the Poles, the Folwark, which you'll see once I click on it, creates a bit of a shaded radius. Any farm seated in here, the value of that farm, 8% of it, immediately added to the coffers, immediately added to your bankroll. And by the way, this also provides 5 population space. So it's basically a mill and a house with a cool little twist added in. Now, Polish villagers are also harder to raid because like Viking berserkers starting in Feudal Age, they do regenerate HP. So these are the two civs that we have. One with very powerful infantry, one with very powerful even elephants. I'm not going to say cavalry because take a look. In exchange for that 40% discount in Imperial, the 30% discount in Castle Age, take a look at the top left of your screen. They are missing the last 2 armor upgrades, which means Malay cavalry is essentially stuck at an armor of +1 throughout the game. Lion, you guys know how much I love watching this. Lion slowly tracking our Malay villager as Hera hits castle. Where is he going? He is moving very aggressively forward very early on in the game. Is he going to try to deny stone? Remember, the Polish stone miners also do generate gold in a good quantity, actually. No, it's not one of those... somebody once commented on one of my videos that paper money for the Vietnamese doesn't really generate a lot, but for these guys, it's 1 gold for... Or no, I shouldn't highlight these. For these guys, it's 1 gold for every 3 stone that they mine. This is why our Malay is moving forward, trying to lame the lemon bushes, my favorite lemon bushes in the game, with the pretty blue butterflies. But yeah, so 1 civilization, as I mentioned, with pretty strong trashable infantry and pretty cheap battle elephants. 1 with potentially very powerful cavalry spam, whether or not it's light cav with trample damage or if it is cheaper cavaliers and knights. We'll see the direction. These are 2 players that if you try to predict the direction they're going, man, I would say 7 times out of 10 you're going to be wrong. So I am not going to predict at all for now. Tower on tower violence. How many villagers in here? 4 are left inside there. It is Hera putting on the aggression. Hera with 25 villagers to the 23 of Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo going up to 24. Hera going up to 26. So the difference in the villager count will remain. 2 militias and a scout. 2 skirmishers and a scout. Mr. Yo's got to be careful. His tower's already on fire. Hera's is being repaired. Both players have 4 villagers on stone. But remember, where is his stone, by the way? Very far off campus. Remember, these guys are also... Take a look at the gold at the top right of your screen where my mouse is. 65, 66, 67. This is the absolute power of the Polish stone / gold bonus. By the way, let's take a look at the bases. Oh, man. Does Mr. Yo have a single resource facing backwards? No, he does not. Primary gold out in front. Primary stone out in front. Secondary gold out in front. Tertiary gold very much in front. This stone... Let's take a look at our Malay. Has he seen it? No, he has not. What a beautiful hidden little area here for Mr. Yo. If Hera saw that, no, he's going to... Will he see it now? He's wondering, where the hell are you getting all the stone to build and repair this tower? Hera, not his first time at this rodeo, knows that you cannot repair a tower without stone. And immediately locates it, knowing that there's nothing here. So beautiful game sense by Hera. We'll see if he puts any kind of pressure on this. For now, Mr. Yo free. Has enough stone for another tower. Has enough stone to repair this tower. Mr. Yo is free to just mine that stone at his leisure. Let's take a look at Hera's base in the meantime. Okay. Secondary and primary stone in the backwards position. Primary gold also exposed. Secondary gold also far. Tertiary and Tetris piece also very far. So both players basically completely open. Looks like Hera lost his tower, retreats with the villagers to the back here, but Mr. Yo's unwilling to let those villagers just go their own way. Now his villagers come under attack as well. Oh, the scout. Oh my goodness, what a pickoff here. First blood goes to Mr. Yo with his villager, but Hera then gets the weak villager. 2 kills to 2. Who will 2 villagers enter? I should say 2 villagers and a militia enter. 2 villagers leave. Kill count 4 to 3. Mr. Yo adding a few more here. 1 more villager of Hera's. Where is the 4th? Oh, he is hiding in the back. Did Mr. Yo see him veer off the path? I mean, he knew there were 4 villagers. He killed 1. He's chasing 2. If you play Age of Empires at this kind of level, you best know your mathematics to know that 4 minus 1 minus 2 should equal 1. And look at that. Mr. Yo is going to discover the villager. But discovering the villager is a different matter than killing the villager. And look at Hera here. Look at him trying to distract, trying to delay the inevitable fate of that villager. Now Mysterio is going to backtrack with these two archers. He's probably going to try to sandwich this villager. Let's see it. There's a lion. Oh no, insult injury. Oh my god. The world is conspiring against this one villager. Mr. Yo kills the villager, kills the lion, and moves forward with a market. While all of that was going on, let's take a look at their bases. An archery range and a blacksmith for Mr. Yo. An archery range and a blacksmith for Hera. Populations very similar. 43 for Hera after this current production cycle, 37 for Mr. Yo. So Hera's going to start taking a bit of a economic lead, slowly but surely. Oh man, there are a lot of lions on this map. And I am here for it, because whoever wins this little battle is going to have to face off against this guy. Roaring. Or maybe not. Why is he not attacking? I guess this is just right outside his attack zone. Fascinating. Kill count 10 to 6. Are the players banking any kind of resources? Hera is. Mr. Yo already has and is going up to Castle Age right now. Oh, the tower gets the lion as well. And now it's Mr. Yo who is discovering what the heck is going on in his opponent's base. Moves in with one archer. Hera, though, he's not going to play this game. He's just going to shoo away this archer with a skirmisher. And now Mr. Yo, will he continue his scouting? Will he just give up this archer? Or will he bring him home so that in a minute, 40 seconds, he can maybe potentially upgrade him? Seeing the stone. This is this tower. I wonder if Hera expected more out of Mr. Yo. In any event, Hera, take a look how quickly he's going up to Castle Age. He is going up. He's going to hit Castle before Mr. Yo, despite the fact that he clicked up later. As I was saying, oh no, Mr. Yo. Oh, if Hera only knew about this. Does he not know that this? Oh my god, he thinks it's open. He thinks he can go around and trap this archer. Little does he know, there's nothing here. The archer can't get by. Oh. Look at that. What a lesson to learn in terms of scouting. And now his skirmisher is under attack. Oh, he sees the archer, though. So we've got a bit of an attack train here. Our Malay hitting Castle Age. I did see him get supplies there for a second before I started focusing on that lion. Upgrading his infantry. 2 men at arms in production. In a second, they're going to be longswordsmen with a +1 attack, +2 armor. Oh, and in the beginning of the game, I mentioned take a look at the top right of your screen for the armor. I should have said take a look at the top left of your screen. Oopsie. Look at that. Chainmail armor automatically, but knights are out for our poll. Economic upgrades off the back of 39 villagers. Mr. Yo building a second town center. Hera stuck on 1, building a very aggressive forward position. Knights are going to be shooed away by whatever monks come out of this monastery, unless Mr. Yo just doesn't care about this center position. Oh, mama. Oh my god. When's the last time we saw 3 lions? Oh, you know we have to follow this. Oh my goodness. What an absolute... Look at their tails. Look at them. Happy after the kill. So what's the kill count? Did they also get the skirmisher? No, just the 1 kill. So the archer must have gotten the skirmisher somewhere else. Mr. Yo getting Hera off of gold. Hera has no gold miners at the moment. Does he care, though? He is here with a very aggressive Doubt-style castle. Mr. Yo's monk furiously right-clicking on these villagers. Look at the blue triangle. Look at the micro, the intensity of what is happening here. Wololo's going down for both players, but it looks like Mr. Yo's going to get his castle up first. Hera's already about down half of its or he's about half HP behind. Was trying to figure out a good way to say that. How frustrating is this? But look at that, 1 skirmisher should be able to shoo it away. Mr. Yo with fletching as well wants to upgrade this castle, wants to reach these villages. Oh, if it only had fletching before. Did he cancel it? He canceled fletching. I guess maybe he figured he wouldn't get it up in time. No pun intended. Knight versus knight action. Ooh, what do you guys think of the Malay going knights? Where's the stable for our Malay? No, dude. What am I missing? Or is that a convert? It must be a convert, right? 0 + 1, 0 + 1. Yeah, that must have been a convert. I was gonna say Malay going stables at this stage of the game, unless it's for elephants. Oh, tower does go down for Mr. Yo, and he's getting his secondary gold teefed by Hera. But does he care? A third town center going up for him. Scorpion bites the dust. Okay, so Hera's penetrated the eastern portion of the Polish Empire, the Polish Commonwealth. In the center, we've got a standoff between these castles. HP advantage for Mr. Yo, but plenty of villagers to repair either castle. Are you going to garrison? Oh, and now these guys are in trouble. At the same time, Hera is everywhere with these swordsmen. One Scorpion trying to hold the line. 2 scouts. Where are they? Oh my goodness. Look at Hera denying the gold for Mr. Yo. This is going to be long-term potentially problematic for Mr. Yo if he doesn't break this. I don't want to call it a contain because he can basically escape wherever the hell he wants to, right? He can escape from the west. He can escape from the southeast. Hera behind this built-in outpost. Oh, man. This is fantastic play here out of Hera. He says, I know that you are playing the Poles. I know you're going to get those cheaper knights. But you know, even cheaper knights still cost 30 gold. So I'm just going to try to deny you as much gold as possible. Second town center, but Mr. Yo already has 4 town centers. Surprisingly, though, is not ahead in villagers that much for somebody who has 4 times the town centers of his opponent, choosing instead to build a tower here. What is our Pole's game plan here? Let's take a look. He's got no military. Does he think he can hold this? Okay, he sees the town center. He sees the attempted thievery of his gold. Also, by the way, nullifying essentially the secondary stone pile. I guess this is the primary stone pile of Mr. Yo. Because what the hell, you're not going to mine this with a town center to the right, a castle to the left. And now for the second time, Hera is inside the base with his men-at-arms, or rather, longswordsmen. Men-at-arms, I am living in the past, man. Oh, goodness gracious, Hera. Unrelenting. I love this amount of pressure. Third town center in the middle of the road. But look at Mr. Yo. Says, you know what, take my gold. I've got that Polish stone/gold feature. I am going to be A-okay. 4 battering rams come out for our Malay. But 1 mangonel should be able to shoo it away. Beautiful use of a counter unit here by Mr. Yo. 1 unit to counter 4. What is inside of you? A couple of villagers to repair, no doubt. Market for Mr. Yo as well. Okay. So Mr. Yo has no actual army. Hera is going up more and more longswordsmen, making use of that cheaper upgrades, and by cheaper I mean costing literally nothing. The problem for Hera, I shouldn't say the problem, but the thing for Hera is that if you're going to go longswordsman, you better rush your butt up to Imperial, because the upgrade that turns them into trash units is called Forced Levy. And that is an Imperial Age upgrade. So right now in Castle Age, these guys still cost gold. Not a lot of gold. You guys know. Not a lot of gold at all. But gold nonetheless. Mr. Yo, 0 villagers on gold, 5 villagers on stone. Will he get it? He gets it, but we'll probably lose this mangonel. Oh, we're seeing a transition to cavalry from our pole. We're getting chain barding armor. We're getting husbandry. Does have enough stone for 1 more castle and plops it down a little bit behind His position, Hera, should have seen these. Yeah, he sees the stables being built. Monk gets surrounded. Villagers are going to absolutely wreck this monk. Maybe you don't need all 4, but there we go. Now Hera is starting to dismantle the infrastructure here to the center. I love the use of these outposts. Absolutely epic use of outposts. And somehow, again, Mr. Yo, despite the fact that he's got 4 town centers to 3, which used to be 4 to 1, by the way, is still down in villager count. Light cav and knights forging as well. So our pole is doing what poles do, which is cavalry. We'll see heavy or light. We'll see if who notices. Okay, perfect. 1, 2 should be dead. These guys come with a big juicy +10 attack bonus against monks. And now Mr. Yo discovers the stone camp here, the stone mine, the quarry, if you will. The problem is, at home, he's got nothing to deal with these guys. 12 +1 +2 long swordsmen. Hera's starting to take an even bigger villager lead. Now 6 villagers ahead, literally double the army supply. Hera's economy just a little bit ahead of Mr. Yo's, which means that his military is going to be significantly ahead unless Mr. Yo does some kind of critical damage here. I am starting to get scared for our pole in blue, even though he is raiding. 5 kills for these cavalry units. He might be sending a few too many units the other way. But when you're down, okay, you know what? He's evening up villager count. Now he's stabilizing. But when your opponent has cracked your base open like an egg and has inserted himself into the center with no fewer than 2 castles and a counter unit to your units, there is a clock on you now. And you have to get some kind of critical damage done. Either overwhelm him in the center or raid him to death, which is what Mr. Yo is opting for. He's raiding here to the east. He's raiding here to the southwest. To the center. Let's call it the north. He's just taking the damage. Another siege workshop being built for him. But Mr. Yo has to be careful. Villager kills are fantastic, but when you're sacrificing knights to do it, remember, knights, not the greatest longevity versus town centers in this stage of Castle Age. But what Mr. Yo is doing fantastically, take a look at the idle count. 1/3 of Hera's villagers are idle. This is exactly what Mr. Yo wanted to accomplish, but a few pike are snaking their way in here. As long as Mr. Yo's units are divided, these pike are going to absolutely ruin them. A monk goes down as well. Town center plus pike equals dead knight. Even with +2 attack, and Hera is now in Imperial. Karambits are out as well. Like I said, super fast. But take a look. 7 base attack, not exactly the strongest. 5 pierce armor, though, is pretty damn good. Our Malay has the full complement of infantry armor upgrades, courtesy of the developers of Age of Empires. Folwarks are slowly being taken down. Obuch is out. Look at the armor, 6-1. One more swipe and it'll be 6-2. Oh, you didn't get to see it because he didn't make it. By the way, that armor reduction is permanent until the unit is either healed or dead. So this Mangonel is going to be circling the map with 6-1 pierce armor. Not that he cares. He's destroying villagers everywhere. Okay, Mr. Yo opting for a barracks kill. Assuming he gets it. Okay, Hera is transitioning into a defensive stance. Does not want his farmers jeopardized right now. Why? Is he going elephants? No, 2 Trebs, knights, 10 monks. Not a bad play. Treb immediately dies. But more and more monks. Pike, another Treb. Will he get it? No, he's converted. Oh my goodness. How many knights did Mr. Yo just lose? But loses a monk. But loses another knight. But, oh my god. We'll take a look at the conversion count. I like what Mr. Yo is doing, though. He's expanding. Everywhere you go, there is Mr. Yo. I did not intend for that to rhyme. Okay, he's finally got himself a source of gold. 19 villagers on gold. Finally, his primary gold. Man, is it being taken by Hera here. Pikemen in the center. Has Hera seen this expansion to the northwest? No, he has not. But this expansion is incredibly exposed. Look at this. This is 14, 15 villagers that have nothing and no one to protect them. Is he going for the Treb? Yes, he is. No more Trebs for Hera except one, which is where? Here. And he's going to lose this one too. Potentially. Potentially. Does save it. Fantastic play here by Hera with the micro. 38 army supply to 8. 106 villagers to 97. As I said earlier, when you're in a situation like Mr. Yo is, there very much is a clock on your ability to stay in the game, and unless you get critical civilian damage, which Mr. Yo tried, 48 villager kills is not a small amount, and now he's going to lame this town center as well. But 48 kills when your opponent has 103, 104 villagers still left is not critical damage. I wonder if they went through this pack of lions, literally a pack of lions. And Mr. Yo failed to raid. He failed to crack the hammer bearing down on him. And now take a look at the minimap. I'm going to zoom out. Hera has inserted himself now with another castle into the ooey gooey center of Mr. Yo's base. Mr. Yo's base is now completely divided in two. And much like the Roman Empire, once it's split up, it is only a matter of time until the inevitable collapse. And he is raiding here with knights. Oh, the lions! The lions! I know there's so much happening on the map, and I'm focusing on the most trivial, nonsensical thing, but it's gonna get the villager! Oh, is this the one with the 1 kill already? When's the last time we saw a 2-kill lion? Oh, it's fighting uphill. It's fighting uphill, so it does less damage. Poor, poor lion. Doesn't know the rules of Age of Empires. Castle at home will defend against these knights. Another town center for Mr. Yo, but immediately gets discovered. An immediate zoning tower being built here by Hera. Raiding with pikemen. He's discovered this location, and now it's only a matter of time. Like I said, now Hera is just going to be everywhere, and Mr. Yo did not get the critical damage. Mr. Yo did not crack the inside of Hera's attack. And so I don't know how much longer Mr. Yo is going to be able to withstand this. His idle count is now almost half of his villagers are idle, and he is at 84 villagers. Hera choosing to attack a farm. Oh, well, there you go. Like I said, you have to know. I shouldn't say you have to know because it makes me look like a jackass. I suspect that you guys know. I sometimes predict things and the opposite happens. I sometimes try to figure out the direction the game is going and the exact opposite happens. But in this game, I'm glad I called it correctly, because from the get-go, once Hera built this second castle and basically nullified Mr. Yo's center, there was we've seen this happen before. So it's not really a prediction because we've seen it happen so many times, but it does put a clock on you. And Mr. Yo, to his credit, valiant attempt to raid. Amazing attempt. 68 villager kills in total. Still higher than his opponent. 26 more villager kills. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough. The knights just weren't that strong. Even though their armor upgrades were fantastic, their attack was only +1. Even if it was a +2, to be honest. He just didn't concentrate them enough. He didn't go, he didn't get the 100+ kills that he needed to cripple Hera's economy. Because if you cripple Hera's economy at home, then all of a sudden the attack here stalls. And once this attack stalls, then your economy is free to run unimpeded and just start steamrolling over your opponent. So even though he's got a castle, even though his resources are fantastic, I shouldn't say fantastic, even though they're good, he is nowhere close to going up to Imperial, which Hera is already in, and where Hera has already been. I want to see if and when he got Schlachter there. There they are. Okay, so 32-minute mark of the game. 15 minutes ago, he got Schlachter, which is why he was able to spam so many knights at 30 gold apiece instead of the usual 75. That being said, like I mentioned, he didn't get enough economic damage done at home. The Juggernaut, the Steamroller, was not hindered at all, nor did Mr. Yo stop it head on because he didn't have the army supply. He had 8 army supply to 38. And you can't engage into 2 castles with that kind of army supply. So Mr. Yo just falling behind economically and unable to catch up. Let's take a look at the stats. 60 pike, 96 knights. Hera. Interesting. Sub 200 APM in the earlier part of the game. Let's take a look at converts. 25 converts. Also hurting our poll. You know, I actually, even against Pike and Karambit Warriors, I would not have minded. Sorry, guys, I'm going to readjust my chair here for a second. It got real hot in my room, and I'm sticking to my chair. I would not have minded if Mr. Yo wanted to go Light Cav into Winged Hussars, into Lakitic Legacy, although, again, those are all Imperial Age. Light Cav not, but Hussars and the upgrade, the Lakitic Legacy, are Imperial Age tools, which he just did not have in his bat tool or his bat belt, whatever the utility belt that Batman was always wearing, that always seemed to have the perfect item to get rid of whatever threat was attacking him, whether it was a shark or the penguin or whatever other animal based bad guy was attacking him. But in any event, Mr. Yo just could not get his butt up to Imperial, fell behind a little bit too much. Hera cracked his base open like an egg. And take a look at the mini-map. There's no blue anywhere here. And so Hera free to pivot left, Hera free to pivot right. No Trebs to defend this. Barely any army supply. 13 knights and 6 light cav against... Well, I mean, he did a good job killing the monks. Down from 10 to 2/3. But now Karambits are going to start coming out. They are super cheap. And remember, they are the Zerglings of Age of Empires. So 2 of them count as 1. 25 food, 15 gold. Means that Hera can spam them for days. Even though he's only got 15 food. So he can't yeah, I guess he technically can't even afford 1. But you know he will. And wow, 185 kills, 68 villager kills to 140. So Mr. Yo actually killed more, both villagers and military and overall. The problem was he didn't kill enough. And so ultimately Hera here, just from the beginning of the game, steamrolling through the center position. Look at his build order. Look at this. Just attack, 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 right up the guts, right into the center. Monasteries everywhere, ready to defend against the Polish aggression, or rather counter-aggression. Because I guess Hera was the one putting on the aggression. Mr. Yo, too slow to respond, and ultimately just could not attack enough in order to stop and stymie the attempt here by Hera to crack him open. And to crack him open, Hera did. Castle here will nullify the gold as well, which means Mr. Yo is not only out of space, he is out of resources. He doesn't have the army supply. He has, like I said, a good amount of resources with the Schlachter. This is still enough to build, 23 knights? But what are you going to do with 23 knights against castles, against monks, against 33 pikemen, which are everywhere on the map? And so I think Mr. Yo just realizes he's a little bit too far behind. Oh, look at this mid-death animation for this knight. The horse screaming out in pain as the knight falls and dies. Who got the kill here? 2 and 0. The pike got the kill. And so Mr. Yo just decides, you know what? Live to fight another day. I will tap out, even though, again, decent resources. But just he sees a few steps ahead and he knows that he's not going to be able to catch up. And now with Trebs out, even though he can snipe 1 or 2 or 3 here and there, Hera's just going to keep building them. Mr. Yo is either going to have to rush to Imperial, which means he's going to build no more army, no more villagers, and then just slowly get picked away at, or he's going to have to commit to Castle Age, in which case he's going to be fighting super strong counter units and monks. Although I guess you can call a monk a counter unit. with shittier Castle Age units. So stuck between a rock and a hard place, Mr. Yo decides to tap out. Hera gets the big W, but what a fun game. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.